What's something sex education didn't prepare you for?
Leave a comment about your thoughts on the question.
How to do my taxes? I mean, I'm getting fucked.
Good sex is like doing your own taxes. You gotta get into it.
This dad joke made me cringe, take my upvote.
I know this comment was a joke, but please don't give any more money to Inuit Intuit. Free taxes is a much better alternative.
This guy gal. I want you to, pretend to, rape me. Not in the manual and absolutely freaked me out.
The grip can be surprising strong and hurtful.
Yep. Been there. Everyone talks about penis size, but chicks have different sizes too.
The occasional lengthy dry spell. Real killers.
Finding out Margot Robbie is not the heroine in it.
You need a lot more game before getting laid.
LOL, at those moments everybody wants the sex and don't know how to make it happen.
Just how much blood there can be when a hymen is ruptured. I have experience of precisely two, one apparently very painful, but virtually blood-free. One mostly painless, but blood everywhere. I swear some ended up on the lampshade. And no, she was not on her period. Yeah, I think they should definitely teach both. There's obviously the fear that comes when you bleed like a pig, but there's also shame when you don't bleed at all and worry that your partner thinks you're a liar.
I bled a lot the first time. Thankfully I was with someone who was really cool with the whole "this is the first time I've ever had penetrative sex" scenario, but others could have been freaked out.
Smells, squishy noises, farts, queefs, sweat, saliva, tiredness, cramps, thirst, waterproofing your bed, cleaning up before, cleaning up after.
I'm gay. It prepared me for next to nothing.
The pain's so great that you feel the first time. They say it hurts, but I never imagined how much.
I upload videos every day, so subscribe to get updates regularly.
How to pay taxes.
Being trans and, as a result, have an unhealthy disregard for my own continued existence. Edit, oh cool, downvotes. Well, sorry but it's true. If I had figured stuff out earlier, if things had been explained by those who are supposed to explain them, maybe I'd be in a position now where I wasn't so filled with self-loathing and unable to look in a mirror.
That sex is pleasurable. They did a subpar job on the mechanics, but the impression I was left with was that it was solely for procreation, and the desire for a kid had to exceed the fear of diseases. Then I found porn.
Sex.
Don't go in the pooper and back in the pussy.
Not me, but for the guys I've gone out with, an astounding portion did not know they were circumcised. They knew circumcision was cutting off the foreskin, but no one bothered to show pictures of what the foreskin was. Always a shock to them when I showed a picture of what an uncircumcised penis was.
The sudden influx of people wanting to eat ass. What happened around 2010 to 15 that straight up made everyone crave eating booty?
They never taught us about discharge. They went through periods, pregnancy, gender, chromosomes, genitalia, hormones, etc., sexuality. But never even mentioned discharge. I thought that there was something wrong with me for years, and I was super ashamed of it.
Yes. My mom would scream at me because of the discharge, saying that I was obviously not wiping when I went to the bathroom and used to punish me. All because I had discharge in my underwear.
Mine did too, and then one day I yelled back, "It's not pee, it's that other stuff." She stopped bringing it up after that. She seemed so shocked and confused that I still remember that moment.
Makes me wonder if your mom never had discharge or just never wiped and thought that's the reason her underwear was always dirty.
I swear sometimes I produce more discharge than period blood. When I'm ovulating sometimes it feel like I've wet myself. It's better than it was when I was younger. I'd go to the toilet and there would be like half a foot of frog spawn dangling out of me. Even worse was when I didn't realize, reached down to wipe and yeah.
Snail trails for days.
For me, they taught us about discharge, but I didn't know my period was going to be literal blood. I thought I was dying the day it came.
Yes, that is by far my biggest hang-up. They did not explain that discharge is normal. They only explained the abnormal discharge that comes as a result of illness, so I thought there was something wrong with me. For years I was so ashamed and embarrassed. I was literally in my 20s when I learned that it's completely normal for discharge to bleach underwear. I had so much shame doing laundry because I thought my vagina was super fucked up.
Me too. I asked my mom to bring me to the doctor about it. She did. Doctor didn't definitively say it was normal, although looking back it was. Wish someone would have been more upfront about all the possible normals of discharge.
My best friend from college and I call this leaky vag syndrome LVS for short LOL.
I was a junior camp counselor when I was 17 and one of the girls was super embarrassed to ask me about it when we were changing for swimming. I just explained that it was normal and what to watch out for. One of the few things I'll give my mom credit for is that she taught my older sister and I about how our reproductive system works before we started puberty.
Same. Turns out I just have an amazing healthy vagina and vulva.
Same. I was always ashamed my underwear was always dirty till I found out it was fairly normal to have discharge.
I think you should smash the like button.
What is discharge? Sometimes fluid that's not blood just comes out of women's vagina on a day-to-day basis. It's not even like when we're aroused or anything, it just happens. Sometimes it may smell, sometimes it doesn't. If it does really smell worrisome and the vagina is irritated, it could be a yeast infection.
I was lucky enough to go to a private school with a relatively decent sex ed program. We learned about discharge in middle school, and I'm pretty grateful that I go through puberty knowing that it was normal and I wasn't sick or just a gross individual.
They gave us the impression that only girls got UTIs. Then I got one. I'm not a girl. Pus coming out of your dick is very alarming.
My mom looked at my underwear when she was doing laundry and told me that I needed to start wiping better. Ugh. Wish someone told me it was normal too. For years I thought I peed myself.
I recall the way we were taught in school was very scientific and clinical. It would have been more useful if the education included the following: dealing with the emotions that come with it, proper and informed consent, having a healthy and mature attitude towards sex if one comes from a religious or repressive household.
Pretty much everything. I went to school in the rural South. My sex education each year from 5th grade through the end of high school was a 1-hour class each year. It consisted of sex is bad if you're not married, your body is going through changes and this is natural, and wear deodorant. Got to love in when conservatives are in charge of education.
Abstinence only or you'll go to hell.
If you don't adhere to abstinence, you will immediately become pregnant, then probably get all of the AIDS. Here's a Bible. Texas probably.
You forget about the poop hole loophole.
Also Southern educated. Sex ed was basically a list of fear-inducing things. Photos of STDs and conditions and crazy shit followed by a short simple. Abstinence is the only way to 100% avoid these. And then like 2 minutes being like, this is a condom. Figure it out.
Babies don't get AIDS from their mothers as long as they take the anti-HIV meds and not breastfed. I was wondering how the incurable HIV number was curbed without excessive measures.
Consent.
15 naked cowboya in the showers at the Ram Ranch.
18.
18 naked cowboys wanting to be fucked asterisk.
How hard it is to find someone.
UTIs and how common and frequent they can be for some women. For me personally, I'm sensitive. If I'm with a new partner, 8-10 times I will probably get a UTI regardless of whether I'm prepared for it or not. Drinking lots of water, cranberry pills, showering before and after, peeing after sex especially, it's definitely more important than people think because first it can kill you. And second, if you're young, you may not understand why you feel burning when you pee or why when you wipe you're bleeding if it isn't your period. That definitely confused me. Waiting only makes it worse obviously, and it can lead to other body infections if your immune system is weak like mine.